Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Cupop June meeting of June 28th. It's 5:31 p.m. and I'd like to call our meeting to order. Okay, and at this point, I would also like to review the minutes for May. Did everybody get a chance to read the minutes? If not, I'll give you a couple of minutes to look them over. And then I need a motion to approve or to make changes or whatever needs to happen. So whenever you're ready, just let me know.
I'm ready.
Okay, you want to make a motion?
Sure. I'll make a
Okay.
motion.
Oh,
Wait, who's motioning?
Patty.
Patty motioned.
Okay, Patty motion to accept the minutes as written. Second?
Second.
Okay, Leslie, seconded.
Thank
All
you.
those in approval, raise your hands, please. Okay, so there's
It's
4 of us, so
unanimous.
it's unanimous. Okay,
Unanimous.
okay, very good. Anyone here for public comments? I don't see anybody else, so just wait a couple minutes, or I mean, I guess we could always move it at the end if anybody shows up. So, okay. And so, does anybody want to discuss the Cupop, the Conservation Committee property use designation and property types document and property evaluation tool? Does anyone want to make any comments? Any problems with that? Okay, so then I guess we have to accept it and vote on it and send it to the Board of Selectmen, saying that, you know, we approve of this document, that we're giving it our support. So if they want to move forward with it. So
Has it got any opposition that you know of?
no, I haven't heard any opposition at all. So I'll talk to Jason. He's not here, and see if he's gotten any opposition, and you know, we'll take it from there. But at this point in time, let's have a motion to accept the proposal for the evaluation tool, the property and evaluation tool, as well as the property use designation form, to send it to the Board of Selectmen. I need a second.
So
Go ahead.
I just want to make sure. So the motion is to accept the property use designation document and the evaluation tool, right? That's the motion that's on the table?
Well, we're supporting it. We're supporting it.
To accept, so what's the motion?
The motion is to support it and to send it to the Board of Selectmen for their approval. That's their decision. Okay. We just.
So it's still in draft format. So the motion is to support the draft, the property use designation document and evaluation tool,
right,
as presented by the Conservation Committee.
Right.
Okay.
Commission.
Sorry, Commission. I meant to say. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
That we support it. We're showing that we support it. We'll let Jason know, and then either we or the two of us, the two groups, will go to the Board of Selectmen and present it to the Board of Selectmen. So who seconds it?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor, please raise your hands.
Nicole, you have your hand raised?
I'm going to have to abstain, I think, because of my position now on the other Housing Study Committee, just in case there's any type of competing
Yes.
position, I think, at this point, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah.
So I think it'd
Right.
probably be in my best interest to abstain from it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Or-
we have that, it's understandable. So, so there's three, we have three that are in favor. Okay, and so I don't think that that's a consensus, though.
Because
Um,
Marty just texted me and said he's tied up at work and he doesn't think he's going to make it tonight. So
Okay,
yes.
all right, okay. All
Can
right,
say, if I
so,
can, Laura, if I can just speak up for a second. I know that Jason wanted to speak to the Housing Study Committee as well. And perhaps once he does that, I'd be in a better position. I just, I apologize, but I just don't want
yeah,
to have any kind
Well,
of
I understand,
competing.
Okay, so, all right, so let's
So
leave
we'll
it
just
at,
table it.
we'll table it at this point, okay? We'll table
So
it.
we're not
Okay.
going, so you're going to withdraw the motion?
Yes, we'll withdraw the motion,
Okay,
all right?
okay. And you were just to make sure, you had motioned it and then Patty seconded, right, Laura? You were
Right.
the one, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
actually, it was
Actually-
Leslie that seconded it.
Yes, Leslie
I
seconded.
Yeah.
Okay, Laura made the motion and Patty, Leslie
No,
seconded.
Leslie.
No,
Okay,
Patty,
thank you.
Patty and
Not that it
Leslie.
matters. Big deal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see, public comment, okay. Okay, there's really not too much to report on. There's the diversity and inclusion update. I think we're moving along with the big big celebration that the committee is the ad hoc committee is planning. I believe it's the first Saturday in October, and so that's moving along. There are a lot of people participating. We're looking for artists, maybe to do some henna drawings or cultural things. Very, people that live in town that would like to participate and make it a family affair. Dancing, they're working on food trucks, and so it should be a lot of fun. So, and to celebrate diversity and inclusion in our town. I really don't have any other other business at this point. The only thing that I'd like to mention at this point is also that I believe Marty is no longer going to be on the commission after this month. So I want to thank publicly Marty for all the work that he has done, help us. Uh, he's been on this commission, I think, for 8 years. The appointments are 4 years, so I know, he's been on for two terms. So he's been on for at least 8 years. So I want to thank him publicly for all that he has done to contribute his time and his efforts to helping our town and our residents. Thank you, Marty. Okay. And other new business, I just heard that Sheila McCraven is going to be our Board of Selectmen liaison for the new term. So it's good. We've worked with Sheila in the past, so we're looking forward to working with her again. And so our item 7 on the agenda is the tick updates. Next steps, Marty isn't here to give us the next steps, but I'll reach out to him at some point to see if he talked to Dr. Kirby. And Patty, you were
Yeah.
going to report on the trail maintenance update.
Did
So-
you were you going to talk about item 6, the housing opportunity study, or were you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I just skipped all over that. Sorry. Okay, item 6, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Nicole, would you comment on that? Anything new?
Sure. So there will be a survey going out to residents of the town. We're meeting in July to solidify that. We have been in discussions, and we did put actually on the town website um, 4 plans for, I believe it's 4 or 6 plans from different towns such as Essex and Salisbury. I believe Fairfield's on there and Stratford, so that people can view what their plans look like. And the definitions are there of affordable housing. I think that there's a misunderstanding as to what affordable housing really means. And it's very
Mhm.
important for us to get that word out there as to what it does mean. It is not what people think it is in terms of public housing, as you see in various areas. So the survey will be going out. Hopefully, I don't want to tie anybody's. I don't want to give a specific date, but we are meeting this month, so hopefully those surveys will be going out. That's the first step to the town members. It is my suggestion, the suggestion of others, to include within that survey the appropriate definitions so people do have that understanding. It's what we are talking about. Those will be returned. And then we will begin, we've already evaluating appropriate, or I guess I should say available space within the town for any type of affordable housing development. I don't like to use the word development because people then think, developments like big apartment buildings and such. It's nothing like that. And then go from there. So I think, we are the one of the attorneys that was involved in the 2 Orchard Road case, or application, wasn't a case, presented at the last meeting, and all that information, if anybody wants to look at it, is on the TPZ tab under the town website. It's voluminous, to say the least. So we're kind of looking through all of that research, the appropriate definitions, et cetera, and looking at all the different maps of the town to try to decipher where we can place the 10% mandated affordable housing units. So, and that's pretty much where we're at right now.
Can I ask
I think, go ahead.
just one fast question? So the plans that are being submitted on the survey, are we going to be looking at what I believe was proposed, which were either 4-unit housing, whatever you want to call them, projects, developments, I don't know, apartments, or 2-family units that would not infringe on wetlands? Are those the plans we're going to see, or is it just a whole bunch of different things? Or
It's not a plan. We're not going to be submitting any plans because we don't have a plan yet. So the survey is just to assess the needs and wants of town residents. There are surveys that have been used by towns such as Essex that are on within their plans. That's on the website if you want to check it out under the tab for the housing committee to get a determination as to what they look like. We haven't created ours yet, so I can't tell you specifically what questions will be in there. We don't have a plan yet. This is just a survey to determine what the needs are. Do we need 55 and over affordable housing units? Do we want to bring in younger residents, those age of people who are getting their first jobs and can't necessarily afford to buy a home, within this town at the rates that they are now? It's kind of like diversifying our housing, the different types of housing that we have within the town. So that's what we're going to be asking in the survey. What are the needs of our residents right now? And I know a lot of people always say 55 and over, correct? So that's a big one in our town. And also what we would like, what the needs are here and the needs throughout the entire region. So that's what's going to be. It's not going to be any plans. And no plan will be made until, of course, we're going to have public hearings and things of that nature to get input by the town. So it won't be as if we are going to be a dictatorship and say, this is the way it's going to be, and that's it. It's not going to be that way. So this is our first step. It's a survey that is mandated as well. So it's not as if, we're going to follow all the rules and procedures as dictated by the state. And this will be the first step to get the first input. So like the first stage. As we get closer to making plans, because we're looking at maps and public water supply and things of that nature, then we will start having public hearings about what a potential plan would look like.
So we should anticipate an additional lengthier time to hopefully finalize this.
Yes, it's a very lengthy process. We do
It's
have a
gonna be, it's
deadline.
gonna take a
so
long time. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a deadline of July 22nd of next year. So we kind of have to hop to it here. But I have to tell you that ironically, I spent the entire day yesterday in Essex, which I know a lot of you may be familiar with Essex, which is a beautiful, beautiful town. And they have their plan is phenomenal. And I read it actually the other day. And I just love the look of Essex. And I think that, I mean, it could definitely be done and we could do it very nicely and comply with the mandate. So that's why we need the input of the residents. So.
Right. No, you're so right, Nicole, because, you know, sometimes definition or the connotation of the term and what it conjures up for us is so, so important. For example, you have the critical race issue, um, you know, teaching of the critical race issues. And then you have defunding the police. And so they're so negative, you know, and so people really need to understand what exactly they are and what, you know, we're trying to do with them or what is being explained to make sure that we understand exactly what you're talking about or what is moving forward. So thank you for clarifying
Right.
that.
And
That
if
was
I
a
could
good
just
point.
add, you know, I'm not a mathematician to say the least. That's why I'm a lawyer, not a doctor or an accountant. But the statute indicates that in order to determine what affordable housing is, just kind of put in perspective, is that it is affordable housing is, I feel like this is a word problem, 30% of 80% of the median income for our county. Okay. That's kind of it in a nutshell. There's a lot more into, you know, into that, but that's pretty
Right.
much it in
Yeah.
a nutshell.
Yeah.
So you're really looking at rentals or ownership. I mean, we're talking about Habitat for Humanity that could build houses. That's affordable housing. And we're
Right.
talking about developers that could come in and do that. They do not all need to be rentals. They could be ownership as well. And we're really looking at, and I don't want to put numbers here, but a lot of the rentals and things like that that are available in our town right now, actually, if they created that as affordable housing and were able to commit to a 40-year affordable housing deed, that could be affordable housing. You know, restrictive deed, but I'm sure they won't do that. But you know what I'm saying? Just to put into perspective, we're not talking about a number here that is, you know, $200 a month here. We're talking way over $1,000 a month, you know, paid for per month for their housing. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. And I think, you know, people who want a younger town and people who want a town where you can retire in, I think that could be met through this because I think that you have a lot of young professionals who grew up here who want to come back.
They want to,
you know,
they want to stay here. Yeah,
they want to come
it.
back, but they can't afford it. I mean, I bought my first house in Westville, which I loved, but you know, at the time I couldn't have afforded to move here. And then you have individuals who want to stay in Woodbridge, but don't want to pay, you know, the mortgage that they have or the taxes for their properties that are over, you know, about 1.5, 2 acres that could have a another place to live, right? So it's kind of just diversifying it. And I hate that the whole racial spin was placed on it with Two Orchard Road. It's really not that at all. It's inappropriate. That's not what we're talking about here. That's my personal opinion. But you know, we're talking about, you know, making just availability, right? And what you want it to be, what you want to be able to have all sorts of different types of housing here with different type of incomes, right? So that's just what we're talking about.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that report. All right.
Yep,
and now we will, and now we will move to the tick update. Oh, he's not here. I'm sorry. Patty, trail maintenance update.
Yeah, I don't have anything to offer. I spoke to Andy before the last meeting, and he had updated all of us on what they did. He sent out an email looking for volunteers. They cleaned up as much as they could. It's an ongoing project. It grows back pretty quickly, but they're doing the best they can with the main, more heavily populated trails. And,
Right. And
they're
somebody
always
reached
looking for
out to me.
volunteers.
Yeah, somebody reached out to me and I referred them to Andy. So
Yeah.
absolutely. So they wanted to help out. And so if anybody wants to help out, again, let's refer them to Andy. Okay.
One
Our-
other thing, just to
Yes.
add to that, is the Boy Scouts. Like, I did reach out a couple times to see if
good.
there were any
Thank you.
Eagle Scout projects. Haven't heard back, but I'm always kind of just chasing that passively
Yeah.
to see if something comes up. I'll report
That's
it.
important. That's important. Thank you for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding our item number 9, dog park and other updates, Leslie?
I wish I could give you one. I had written you today. I did send a request to Bonnie Blake, who usually does give me some information. Haven't heard from her, so not quite sure what to present at this point. There does
No,
seem to be.
that's fine. I guess any personal information, that you've noted. And Nicole is usually, I think you're on that committee. Nicole, do you have any updates for that? For the dog
I was on
park?
mute. I'm looking right now because I feel like she sent something. Give me 1 second. I apologize. I'm looking. Okay,
Yeah.
I have something from June 14th. What is today's date? I'm kind of
The 28th.
28th.
okay. Good. Okay.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I just read what she said really quickly.
Yeah.
Something here. I think she put you on here too, Leslie, but maybe you didn't get it.
I didn't get it. I'm looking at my
because I was a CC'd person. Okay, she said we participated in the second online meeting with the community council on June 3rd, and have added Woodbridge together to our discussion group on Slack. I spoke with Samantha Woodruff, the president of the Art Guild, about potential joint efforts. We are enthused about this possibility, but as we are also very small nonprofits with few volunteers following the challenges of the pandemic, don't know what we can accomplish quite yet. And I know this part is very important because I've seen it on Facebook. The extreme heat, along with the lack of rain, has caused our new trees to be stressed, and we don't have a solution with no running water on the property. Right now, we have asked dog park regulars to bring a few jugs of water with them and give the trees a drink. But with 20 trees, it's not easy. And I know, especially with today and the next couple of days, it's going to be important.
Yeah.
Based on the new COVID regulations announced by our governor, we agreed to eliminate the mask mandate in the park, though some people continue to wear them. And I'm probably one of the people that does that.
Yeah.
Our budget remains in good shape, with donations continuing to come in despite our inability to hold in-person fundraising events. But people really love the park, and they really do. I see them there all the time.
Yeah.
But we need new volunteers and new leaders. So those who have been working for 4 years on this endeavor need to get back to their own lives, including family and work. A lot of people that use the park, and I'm going to paraphrase here, and I know this is true, presume it's a town park, but it's really not. It's completely run by all the volunteers. And so they're trying to find more people to join and volunteer to help out. June is their membership month where they ask everyone to become a member for $25. It's how they fund everything for the park. So if you go there, that's how they, pay for mowing, insurance, website, all of that. And they're just looking for more volunteers, and their goal is to work more closely with other town organizations to bring the whole community together. So they're doing really well. I hope the trees don't die though.
Yeah. No.
Mm.
There is, I don't know if that's just for the community gardens though, but there is some water that by the gardens that you can just put it in maybe a jug or something and bring it over. But I think it's easier.
Yeah, there's a faucet on that little pathway to the right. As soon as you start passing the gardens on your left, it comes up on your right. It's tucked into the woods there. There's a faucet. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's just for the gardens, but but I think what I've done too.
You're frozen.
Oh,
Oh, Laura, you
And
frozen?
then, it's better than nothing, with you. Or a jug. Sometimes you have those jugs of water. I've seen people, they have the water that they have delivered, Poland Spring, those huge jugs,
mhm.
and you bring that and, use that to water. So, and I have to do that with some of the hard to reach plants on my property. So, I have to go up there and bring like a jug of water. So it's doable. I mean, if we all work together, we all volunteer, we all help, it's doable. So thank you for that report. Thank you.
Yeah.
And, okay, so now we have the July and August meeting. This is item 10. Would be July 26th and August 23rd. I think we all need a break. A lot of people going on vacation, so I would suggest I make a motion that we not meet those 2 dates and we start again in September. May I have a second?
Second. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll second. So I don't make you jealous on the beach on the 26th from the Cape. So I second.
All
Sounds good.
right.
Laura,
Okay, so raise your hands if yes, you have a question?
just a fast one. Will we be meeting in person or still virtually by September?
I don't know yet. I kind of like, meeting virtually.
Yeah,
It's a lot better. You don't have to drive. You don't have to,
right.
so, I mean, it's probably a decision that we can make as a group, come September, but maybe Tony knows. Has the town, been allowed to meet virtually?
I understand that there will be something from Governor Lamont, and I think something was sent out to the chairs about that. I think if the decision is made that in-person meetings are possible, then all boards and commissions will be asked to report in person. That was my understanding. And if not, then I believe they're gonna leave it up to the boards and commissions to decide.
Okay.
So I think the first thing is hearing what Governor Lamont states about that, and which I think is the end of this month, a couple days, and
Yeah.
then from there, I think that's
Yeah, I
the
just think, yeah, I think it's just, we've learned a lot of things during this pandemic that were good things too. I mean, there was a lot of hardships, but I think this is one of the pluses, being able to meet like this from the comfort of your own office or your home or, wherever. You don't have to get into the car, you don't have to waste gas, you don't have to, I mean, unless we feel that we need to meet in person once a year or, at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year. I guess I personally think we can make that decision as a commission. But so let's wait till September, see what happens, see who's going to be on the commission, and see if there are any changes in the leadership, and then we'll take it from there. Okay.
Laura, I will send you that email that was sent out to all the chairs. That sort of highlighted how they're planning to proceed.
Yeah, I think I saw it. I think I
Okay.
saw it. Yeah.
All right,
So
great.
yeah, thank you. All right. Anything else? Any new business?
No.
No, nothing you can think of? All right. Well, listen, have a wonderful summer, healthy
Okay.
one. And I want to, we'll see you in September and God willing. And I'd like to adjourn the meeting. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 5:59 p.m.?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Patty makes the motion. Second,
Second.
Leslie. Okay. All right. Very
All
good.
right.
Thank you, everyone, for joining
you.
us.
Have a
And we'll
nice
see
summer,
you.
everybody.
Yeah,
Have a
you
great
too.
summer.
Have a wonderful
Enjoy.
summer. Tony, thank
Okay.
you for all of your help and whatever you do. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
care.
Enjoy your summer.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody.